When the environment is relatively stable and predictable, organizations have the luxury of being deliberate. They can take time to analyze trends, anticipate future needs, and methodically define where they want to go. This is where the deliberate approach to visioning shines, a structured path toward clarity and direction. If the previous video explored why vision matters, this one explores how to build it, step by step, thoughtfully, and purposefully. The power of the deliberate approach. In times of stability, deliberate visioning allows leaders to design the future rather than react to it. It's a top-down analytical and strategic process that turns insight into intention and intention into a shared vision. Henry Mintzberg described deliberate strategy as the kind that is planned and realized exactly as intended. While few strategies survive completely intact, deliberate visioning provides a strong starting point, a clear direction that others can rally around before the storm hits. This approach is ideal when the organization's external environment is relatively predictable. Internal systems are mature and coordinated. Leadership has access to reliable data and insights. In other words, when there's enough stability to pause, think, and plan the road ahead. Step 1. Reflect before you project. A deliberate vision doesn't start with slogans. It starts with reflection. Leaders first look inward to understand what defines their organization today. What do we stand for? What do we do exceptionally well? Where do we create the most value? This introspection anchors the vision in authenticity. It prevents grand but hollow ambitions that sound good in presentations but don't resonate in practice. A powerful vision connects future aspirations with present identity. It feels both ambitious and true. Step 2. Scan the horizon. Once the internal compass is clear, leaders turn their eyes outward. They study trends, technologies, market shifts, and social dynamics. They look for signals of change, both opportunities and threats, to imagine what their industry could become in 5, 10, or even 20 years. This step demands curiosity and humility. It's about recognizing that the world won't stand still and that yesterday's success may not guarantee tomorrow's relevance. The goal is not to predict the future, but to understand the landscape where it will unfold. Visioning, in this sense, is part foresight, part imagination. Step 3. Synthesize and define the aspiration. Now comes the moment of synthesis, connecting internal identity with external possibility. This is where deliberate thinking turns into a deliberate vision. Leaders ask, given who we are and what the world is becoming, what should we aspire to be? A well-crafted vision is aspirational yet attainable. It inspires people to stretch beyond the present, but it also feels believable. If it's too modest, it fails to motivate. If it's too unrealistic, it fails to unite. The best visions are often described in vivid, human terms, not as numbers or metrics, but as images of a better future. They make people see and feel what success looks like. Step 4. Engage and align. A vision crafted in isolation rarely survives contact with reality. That's why deliberate visioning includes a crucial step: engagement. Leaders bring others into the conversation: senior managers, cross-functional teams, and even frontline employees. They invite feedback, challenge assumptions, and allow ideas to evolve. This process doesn't weaken the vision, it strengthens it. It turns ownership from one leader's declaration into a collective commitment. When people see their fingerprints in the vision, they naturally align their energy behind it. Step 5. Articulate with clarity. A vision is only as powerful as it is clear. Deliberate leaders know how to communicate their vision in a way that is memorable, repeatable, and actionable. They avoid vague, inflated language. Instead, they speak in plain words that connect both hearts and minds. A clear vision statement should pass 3 simple tests. Can it be remembered easily? Can it guide everyday decisions? Does it inspire action, not just agreement? If the answer to all 3 is yes, the vision is ready to move beyond the boardroom. Step 6. Translate vision into strategic direction. Once the vision is defined, leaders translate it into a strategic direction, the bridge between aspiration and action. This includes identifying priorities, allocating resources, and setting milestones that bring the vision to life. The strategic direction doesn't describe everything the organization will do, but clarifies how every decision contributes to the greater goal. This is where the deliberate approach meets discipline. The vision gives meaning to strategy, and the strategy gives motion to the vision. Deliberate visioning in practice. Think of companies like Toyota, Microsoft, or Unilever, organizations that have mastered deliberate visioning. They don't chase every new trend. They build on long-term commitments, guided by clear, enduring aspirations. Toyota's vision of creating sustainable mobility, Microsoft's ambition to empower every person and organization, or Unilever's purpose-driven focus on sustainable living, all emerged from deliberate reflection and strategic coherence. They knew where they were going before the next disruption arrived. That's the essence of the deliberate approach, not speed, but direction. Not reaction, but intention. Why it still matters. In an age obsessed with agility and experimentation, deliberate visioning may sound old-fashioned. Yet its value endures. Because agility without direction is chaos in disguise. A deliberate vision gives organizations something to adapt from, a foundation for evolution. It doesn't prevent change. It provides purpose within it. As one might say, you can't pivot intelligently if you don't know what you're pivoting toward. The calm before the storm. The deliberate approach works best before turbulence strikes, when leaders still have time to think deeply, engage widely, and act intentionally. It's about laying the groundwork for resilience, building clarity before chaos tests it. Because when the storm eventually comes, and it always does, organizations with a clear, deliberate vision don't panic. They already know where they're headed. Next, in our third piece, we'll explore the other side of the spectrum, when deliberate planning no longer works, and leaders must let vision emerge through learning, experimentation, and adaptation. Because in uncertain times, vision isn't designed, it's discovered.